What's up, motorsport fans? With the Circuit Superstar servers down currently for maintenance, I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you guys how to beat Romain Grosjean in the Top Gear Time Attack. So let's get started. Top Gear Time Attack. Generally, I'm going to race against a Ghost, but for this demonstration, I'm going to turn the Ghost off so we can take a look. There's my top time. It is a 28.8. Certainly, there are guys that can go faster than this. I have not put a ton of time into it, just did enough laps to kind of get up above Romain. First tip I'm going to give you before we jump into it is I am using a controller. You can see right above me, right here, that as I push buttons, they show up on screen for you so you can see what I'm doing. One thing you'll notice right off is that although I am using a controller, I am not using any of the analog features. I've noticed that a lot of the fast guys are using keyboard, so I'm actually using digital inputs myself. I kind of prefer it. It really works with this game. So you will find me using the A button and the D-pad, which should be displayed right above head on the controller setup. So let's jump into the track. I'm going to kind of go through it slowly to give you an idea of what I did to get my time below that 29-second mark. So obviously, first off, nothing you can do here. You're just going to take this straight. You're going to want to hug this right side of it out here. And this is really just setting up for the first corner. Now, when you get into this first corner, you're going to want to look in this game always at different braking points. This first corner, what I like to use is these shadows right here. So you'll notice that as you come through these first shadows, now I'm saying braking points, but you really need to consider that you don't use a lot of brakes in this game. You use a lot of lifting, and especially at this track, you can complete this track and get under the 29-second barrier without using any brakes at all. So whenever you come across this area, you will find that I will generally lift off the brakes right into that last part of the shadow, and I'll be out here. Another thing that you'll notice in this game is that you want to turn in earlier than you think you need to turn in. So basically, with the physics of this game and kind of the way the tire model is, you can kind of go ahead and get your car into the turn sideways a little bit, and it really helps you get through there faster. You really want to stick to the shorter is faster in a lot of cases in this game. It's not always about taking that widest route, which you'll find at a lot of sims. You really want to get out wide and take the setup. In this game, you want to kind of work on taking a shorter route through a corner, come into the corner a little bit slower. That way you can get back on the gas faster, because the cars accelerate so quickly that it's really important to be on the gas. So for this corner, again, we're going to come through, we're going to lift off around the trees out there, and we're going to want to go and turn in really sharply. In real time, it's going to look like we're turning in almost into these tires right here. We're going to just hug this corner right around here. You're going to dip out a little bit here, and then you're going to want to get your turn, again, started early, making it into those tires. This next corner, in real time, you'll see that your lifting point, again, not braking point, is going to be right before these tires, not after them. So as you're coming through here nice and quickly, you're going to have a ton of speed. You're still going to be turning left from the previous corner, and you're going to want to lift right in this range, right here. And as soon as you lift, you're going to be out here, and you're going to turn in really sharply, again, in towards these tires. Again, the idea is to hug those tires very closely there. You can drift out a little bit here. It's not a huge deal. I've had plenty of runs that brought me out towards the 2 mark out here, but really ideally, the fast line is going to be coming through this way, turning in early, following these tires closely, and then able to kind of straighten it out here. If you get near those cones or touch them, not a huge deal. Obviously, you don't want to go deep into them, but if you run right up against them, it's not a huge deal. Next section, trickiest part of the course. So you're going to be coming in here through blinding speed, and everything's going to be going by at a blur. One of the things you want to watch out for is you can get out here pretty easily and hit these outside cones. So I've hit them several times and still been able to run under the 29s. Not a huge deal, but I do try and stay just on the inside of them if I can. Now, the braking marker, or excuse me, lifting marker, again, in this corner is going to be right at the start of the white line. Now, a lot of this you're going to have to vary a little bit depending on how much speed you have. You may have to tap the brakes ever so slightly. You'll see it in a couple of my runs later, where you come into this corner a little bit too fast and you just have to jab the brakes real quick. Now, again, unorthodox. I actually use the A button for driving and the left trigger for braking. I just find it more comfortable. Not because I need the analog there, but just because I find that more comfortable than using my thumb for the braking as well. I just like the feel of stabbing the brake with the left trigger. So you'll find me come in here. I will lift heavily. I will lift completely off right here. Now this is the tricky part of this corner. One of the things you'll notice as you're coming through here, it's a bit deceiving. Your car, if you look at that, it really looks like in real time you are going to hit those tires, but look how close you can get to these. Because of the 3D perspective of the camera, the tire actually looks like it goes into your car, but because you're looking at it from the overhead 3/4 down isometric view, it's not going into it, it's actually over it. So really, when you're cutting this one, again, just like earlier, when you're lifting off here and taking this left-hander, you want to be cutting this thing really tight right in here. Bring it around this corner, and this is where you really have to hold back the temptation to get on the gas too hard. You really don't want to speed through this section. You want to lift off up there at the white. You want to coast your way all the way through here. Now, if you get the perfect line, you can stab the gas once or twice on this section right here just to get a little bit more speed around the corner. But in most cases, you're not going to do that. You're going to lift off up there at the beginning of the white line, and you're going to be coasting all the way through here, unless you have too much speed and then you jab the brakes once or twice. But otherwise, you'll be coasting through here, and the idea is to get this line kind of tight again. Again, you want to get the car about here, and then you want to be back on the gas. Now, if you end up too far out, your back end will slide around and hit those cones. Not the worst case scenario, but you're likely to lose a half a second to a full second if you get out there too far. And people do that whenever they take this turn and they get on the gas too hard. And when they come through this section too fast, they end up way out here, sometimes in the grass, sometimes in the cones. That is not going to get you under the 29s. You need to be much closer to the inside of these tires here for this part of the turn. Then you need to get on the gas, and then from here on out, it's pretty easy. We're going to full throttle all the way through here. Of course, drift a little bit wide to set up for this next corner. You can cut across here just a little bit. You see I'm tapping at the left and rights on the screen there, and I'm going to do the same thing in real time. I use a lot of the tap technique, which is like a keyboard style technique, versus the holding technique that you would find on an analog stick. So I'm going to kind of tap my way through here, get my car lined up straight, tap again. You don't want to be too far right here, but in this section you can really be just about wherever through here, as long as you get the good line here. Now what this means is, for me, what I found works best is to use as little input as possible through this turn. So you just want to get your car from here, you want to drive through, and you just want to like tap it once or twice and get yourself set up, aim towards this 3 over here, full throttle. The 3 is the key point again. Whenever I see this 3, I lift, I turn. Now, in real time, the camera zoomed out a little further, so you can really aim towards that corner orange marker, or CCD, as you call it. We can aim right towards that CCD, and you can learn that acronym and many more on the official Circuit Superstars Discord if you're interested. So we're going to lift off right here at the 3 marker. As we come around this corner, lift off, turn our car, aim towards that orange. Now again, this one you really want to be towards the inside. You can clip these things just a little bit and even move them around and not get called for a corner cutting penalty. Yeah, obviously, if you go more than about the halfway mark, you're going to get that track limits call. But if you clip just the edge of it, you can move it around just a little bit, kind of like a buoy, and it will not call you with a corner cut or track limit penalty. So again, you come around this corner, you lift off at the 3, you turn in. I normally stab the gas 2 or 3 times. Now that is all done really, really quickly. It's become second nature at this point, but essentially you come around this corner, you lift, you turn, you stab the gas a couple times, and then you get back on the gas as you're coming through the exit, right past the apex of this corner. You're gonna get back on the gas, but not for long, because as soon as you get to this yellow marker, which is the start finish, you're going to want to lift off again and try and take this corner. Now this corner, it doesn't seem like it, but this corner is very important, even though it's just one corner. It can mean a 2 or 3 tenth of a second difference for you, depending on how you take it. If you get out too wide out here, you're going to want to cut it tight and try and get on the inside of this. Otherwise, if you're out too far wide and you try and keep it wide, you're going to end up running into the tire wall, or you're going to end up way out here in the grass, and you're going to get a corner cut penalty if you go too far out there. You can see you can go pretty far out there without getting it, but there is a section out there where you will take that penalty, so you do not want to do that. So again, for this section, the idea, let's go backwards. Let's take it backwards from here a little bit. You're going to be coming through here, full tilt, come out of here. You're going to have stab the gas a couple times. You're going to run your tires right on the edge. You're going to lift early, right around the yellow line. You're going to try and cut it in and straighten it out all the way to the very edge of the track over here. So now, let's put it all together. I'll run a couple of laps for you. No commentary, just let you view a couple of laps right in that upper 28, 29 second mark. I am not the fastest guy at this. There are plenty of guys that have been able to run in the 27s at this track. I've seen some 27.9, 27.8, 27.7. I have not put in enough laps to get myself down to the 27s, but I was able to get to the 28s pretty quickly. So this strategy right here that I just went through over these last 9 or 10 minutes should get you down below the 29.5 mark pretty quickly and easily, beating Romain Grosjean, putting your name at the top of what looks like the world record leaderboard. Even though it's not updated in real time, your friends don't have to know that. Take a snapshot of it, post it online, put it on Twitter, tag Circuit Superstars, tag your friends, let them know you're faster than Romain Grosjean at the Top Gear test track in Circuit Superstars. Hope you guys enjoyed these next couple of laps. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, please let me know. Leave a comment below. If it wasn't helpful, let me know. Leave a comment below. Let me know how we can help you better next time. So hope you guys enjoyed the footage, and I will see you guys next time.